Shalom and welcome. This episode will cover the question, what is Abraham and the ancient Israelites' Y-DNA haplogroup? We will specifically speak from the perspective of the paternal descendants of Abraham, because I'm aware that other lineages and haplogroups could have been among the Israelites, but for this video our main goal is to look for the direct bloodline lineage of Abraham and his descendants. What will be their haplogroup? With that being said, what is a Y-DNA haplogroup? A Y chromosome is passed down from father to son. According to livingdna.com, titled "What are haplogroups?" it reads, "The paternal haplogroup relates to your Y chromosome, and since that is a sex-determining chromosome for men, it is passed down from father to son." This is the perfect tool to use when trying to determine paternal lineages. Therefore, if we're looking for the Y-DNA of Abraham and his descendants, we have to use haplogroups. Abraham's Y chromosome would have been passed down to his son Isaac, to his grandson Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, and then the Israelites themselves, who paternally descend from Abraham and will carry his Y-DNA haplogroup. With that being said, let's look at the first and one of the best candidates, in my opinion, for Abraham and the Israelites' Y-DNA haplogroup. Abraham and Israel could be E-M84. One method we can use to determine the haplogroup of Abraham and therefore the Israelites is by looking at the origin of the subclade and the location for the origin of Semites. One subclade of haplogroup E that Abraham could have been is a downstream of E-M84. E-M84 is a downstream of E-M34 to E-M123 and to E-Z830, which the Natufians carried. According to the genetic analysis done on 6 Natufian remains from northern Israel, the Natufians carried the Y-DNA haplogroup E-Z830, a somewhat upwind clade of E-M123, and therefore ancestral to it. The Natufians were one of the first settled peoples in the world, and may have contributed to the domestication of certain crops and thus the advent of agriculture. The discovery of E-Z830 without other clades suggests an indigenous presence in Canaan and Israel that predates all other clades, which are not known to have existed in the region at that time, 10,000 years before present. E-M123 is thought to have a TMRCA about 18,000 years ago, 8,000 years before the Natufian, possibly ancestral, remains are from. Haplogroup E1b1b1b2 has been found in 75% of the N-Gazelle population, along with 60% of PPNB populations circa 8,800 through 6,500 BC. And according to the book In Hot Pursuit of Language in Prehistory, it reads, "This paper makes an additional inference, since there is archaeological and physical anthropological reason to believe that the Natufians were related to modern Semitic-speaking peoples of the Levant." And according to Cambridge University, it reads, "Given the modern distribution of Semitic languages over the area in question, which belong to the larger Afro-Asiatic family, it seems appropriate to suggest that these first farmers of the Levant and their Mesolithic predecessors, including the Natufian culture, were speaking a Proto-Afro-Asiatic language. It may be that Proto-Semitic continued to develop within the Levant and Syria area, since both Ebelite and Akkadian, early Semitic languages, are there attested early, the former around 2400 BCE. Haplogroup E-M84 has its origin in the Levant, which is also the homeland of Proto-Semites, because Semites descend from Natufians. According to EUpedia, titled E1b1b, it reads, E-M123 originated some 19,000 years ago during the last ice age. Its place of origin is uncertain, but was probably in the Red Sea region, somewhere between the southern Levant and Ethiopia. Its main subclade, E-M34, most probably emerged in the Levant about 15,000 years ago. Soon afterwards, M34 split into two branches, M84 and Z841, which were probably found in the Fertile Crescent during the Neolithic period. According to the paper titled "The Bayesian Phylogenetic Analysis of Semitic Languages Identifies an Early Bronze Age Origin of Semitic in the Near East," it reads, "We estimate that Semitic had an early Bronze Age origin approximately 5,750 years before present in the Levant, followed by an expansion of Akkadian into Mesopotamia." Semites were expanding from the Levant, which had a heavy presence of haplogroup E. It's likely that these E markers in the Levant were the ancestors of Semites, and these E markers expanding from the Levant are Proto-Semitic populations. Abraham could have been a downstream of E-M84. E-M84 has been found in the early Bronze Age of Israel, Syria and Ebla, Turkey and Anatolia, and even Armenia. From a study on population genomics of Anatolia, the Caucasus, and the Levant, found in the ancient city of Ebla during the Bronze Age, one male individual who is E-M84. A study on population genomics of Anatolia, the Caucasus, and the Levant, found in Aristalep, one individual who lived circa 3369 through 3110 BC, who belonged to E-M84. A study on the population genomics of Bronze Age Eurasia found in the remains from Nurken-Kitashan in Armenia lived during the Middle Bronze Age to E-M84. So around the time period of the early Bronze Age in the Middle East, you have plenty of E-M84 samples likely belonging to Semitic populations and descending from ancient Natufian populations that were in the Levant. Could Abraham be one of these E-M84 or be similar to a person with E-M84 around this time period? When it comes to modern populations with E-M84 such as Jews and Arabs, many carry this haplogroup. According to JewishDNA.net, all of these groups are M84 and probably originated in the Middle East. This branch is in the E1b-M84 group of Jewish branches. Let's actually read some of these branches. This age is estimated at 3,200 years before present, a period where many branch splits occur in the Middle East and descendants to the Mediterranean. It has early branches to Italy, at least 3, Portugal, and the Ashkenazi branch. This branch is in the E1b-M84 group of Jewish branches. This branch is a member of the Ashkenazi branches. The genealogy of this person from the Babylonian community from Baghdad and can be found on this website. This branch is in the E1b-M84 group of Jewish branches. This branch is a member of the Mizrahi branches. This branch is in the E1b-M84 group of Jewish branches. This branch is a member of the Mizrahi branches. This branch is in the E1b-M84 group of Jewish branches. This branch is a member of the Sephardic branches. This branch is a member of the Romanite branches. This branch is in the E1b-M84 group of Jewish branches. This branch is a member of the Mountain Jews branches. This branch has some branches that might be related after the start of Judaism. Many Arabian populations also carry E-M84, such as the Yemenites, who can carry around 25 to 50%. There are various Arab clans who carry E-M84 all throughout the Arabian Peninsula. If you take a look at Weifel.com and type in E-M84, you'll see a very high distribution in the Arabian Peninsula, Yemen, Kuwait, but also throughout other parts of the Middle East such as Iraq, Israel, Syria, and parts of the Mediterranean. Also, if you type in Y heat map E-M84, you'll see again high distribution of this haplogroup of this subclade within Israel, the Arabian Peninsula, Kuwait, Oman, Yemen, and even parts of Eastern Africa, but also throughout the Mediterranean world as well. And if you type in on S&P Tracker E-M84, you'll see a split of Semites from the Levant going into the Arabian Peninsula and from the Levant going into the Mediterranean and Europe, as well as other parts of the Middle East. With that being said, Abraham and the Israelites could be a downstream of E-M84.